A couple of months ago, I did one of those ancestry DNA tests, and it turns out I'm apparently 20% Norwegian. Around that time, we started getting lots of requests to a Nordic or Scandinavian 11, and since I'm basically Scandinavian myself now, it seemed like it was about time I should take the idea on. Don't worry though, I haven't actually put myself in the 11. Whilst the term Scandinavia is often used just to describe the kingdoms of Denmark, Norway and Sweden, the Nordic countries are a little more expansive, bringing in Finland, Iceland, Greenland and the Faroe Islands. So it is a Nordic 11 that we have for you today, just to give us a slightly larger pool of players to choose from. Here is our all-star Nordic 11. Goalkeeper: Kasper Schmeichel. English football fans may think it was an obvious decision as to who should take our number 1 shirt, but it was actually a very tight call, with Bayer Leverkusen stopper Lukas Hradecky being arguably Finland's best player. Kasper Schmeichel has become not just an occasionally spectacular goalkeeper, but also a really dependable and consistent one at Leicester in recent times, and that's a winning combination for a goalkeeper. The 32-year-old has had to cope with having a pretty decent goalkeeper as a dad, but he has played over 300 games for Leicester, 45 for Denmark, and has twice been named as Danish Footballer of the Year, so he's our choice between the sticks. Right back: Jonas Svensson. We had a number of good players to choose from for both fullback positions, but perhaps no truly outstanding ones, as we had in pretty much every other position. Norway have the most depth of any of the Nordic countries at right back, with the likes of Martin Linds, Omar El Abdullawi and Jonas Svensson at their disposal, and our choice is Svensson. A short, versatile footballer with a terrific engine and a wicked right-footed delivery into the box, Svensson plays for AZ Alkmaar in the Eredivisie, having made his name at Rosenborg. Centre-back: Simon Kjær. Although there are some outstanding forward players in this side, it is the 3 centre-backs in our 5-4-1 that this team is really built upon. We start with the captain of the Danish national team, Simon Kjær, who is as solid as they come at the back and is arguably Sevilla's best player. Formerly of Palermo, Wolfsburg, Roma, Lille and Fenerbahce, Kjær is a big, tough and smart centre-back who doesn't let much get past him. He was Denmark's Footballer of the Year back in 2009 and is still a star of the national team now, which gives some indication of his consistency and longevity over the last decade. Centre-back: Victor Lindelof. Acting as something of a sweeper in the middle of our trio of centre-backs, as the most gifted of the 3 on the ball and in the pass, is Sweden star Victor Lindelof. Following a really difficult start to life at Old Trafford, having joined the club from Benfica, Lindelof came on leaps and bounds last season and is undoubtedly now Manchester United's outstanding centre-back. Not that that's saying an awful lot. We did contemplate playing Lindelof at right back over Svensson in a back 4, but the 24-year-old is at his best at centre-back, and playing with a back 5 gives us license to be more attack-minded further up the pitch. Lindelof has won 29 caps for Sweden to date, and he was named as the Swedish Footballer of the Year for 2018. Centre-back: ANDREAS CHRISTENSEN. Finishing off what I think you will agree is a really solid trio of centre-backs is Chelsea youngster ANDREAS CHRISTENSEN. Highly rated in both Denmark and in West London since a young age, Christensen has found the notoriously difficult path from youth team football to first team football at Stamford Bridge to be just that. He spent 2 years on loan with Borussia Mönchengladbach between 2015 and 2017, where he was outstanding, and he has played 72 games for Chelsea in total. Quick, positionally good and assured in possession, personally I think Christensen should be starting every week for Chelsea, and there's no doubt about the 2019 Europa League winner making our Nordic 11. Left back: LUDWIG Augustinsson. It was a slightly more obvious choice at left back than at right back, although we do have a very good left back on our bench, but starting for us is Bundesliga star LUDWIG Augustinsson. Ideal for us in a back 5, Augustinsson is full of running, attack-minded, and a very good crosser of the ball. The former Copenhagen turned Werder Bremen fullback has won 25 caps for Sweden at the age of 25, and he scored his only international goal against Mexico at the 2018 World Cup. Defensive midfield: Thomas Delaney. One of the first names on our team sheet, Thomas Delaney is one of Europe's most underrated holding or central midfield players. He joined Borussia Dortmund from Werder Bremen last summer, and he had an excellent debut campaign at the Westfalenstadion. An ideal engine room in just about any side, Delaney is tireless, intelligent, and brilliant in the tackle. He has won 34 caps for Denmark at the age of 27, which seems far too low for a player of his calibre, and he breezes into our starting 11 at the base of our midfield. Central midfield. Gylfi Sigurdsson. Having a back five and a holding midfielder sat in front of them gives us the freedom to have 4 attacking players in front of them. On the right side of our central midfield partnership is Iceland star Gylfi Sigurdsson. Iceland have been the surprise package of not just Nordic, but European football over the last 5 or 6 years, so it seems right that they should have some representation in this 11. This is no token gesture though, Sigurdsson is in on merit as one of the most gifted Nordic footballers in the world. Currently contracted to Everton, who he joined for a potential £45 million, Sigurdsson scored an impressive 13 goals and made 6 assists in the Premier League this season. A 7-time Icelandic Footballer of the Year, Sigurdsson is industrious, effective, and brilliant from set pieces. Central midfield. Christian Eriksen. The star of this side, Christian Eriksen is the best Nordic footballer in the world right now bar none. Sigurdsson and Eriksen may look like flair players to the untrained eye, but all 3 of Delaney, Sigurdsson and Eriksen are tireless midfield runners with exceptional stamina and work rate. Eriksen would be the chief playmaker in this side, as he would in almost any side, with his range of passing and presence of mind keeping the opposition on their toes for the full 90 minutes. A 5-time Danish Footballer of the Year at the age of 27, Eriksen is a rare talent, and he's won 87 caps and scored 26 goals for his country to date. Second striker. EMIL FORSBERG. Playing somewhere between the role of an attacking midfielder and as a strike partner for the man up next, EMIL FORSBERG would be given a bit of a free role in our Nordic 11. Capable of playing out wide or through the middle, Forsberg is a really busy and creative footballer, as well as being excellent on the ball. His first season in the Bundesliga was the best of his career, topping the division's assist charts, making the Bundesliga Team of the Season and being named as Swedish Footballer of the Year for the second time. As well as being a very talented footballer, Forsberg also has bags of energy, and that was a must just in behind the man up next. Centre forward. Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I can understand the debate in Sweden about Zlatan Ibrahimovic in the build-up to the 2018 World Cup, and ultimately, I think they probably made the right decision to overlook him, but for a one-off game, in an all-star Nordic 11, he's still our best option as a centre forward. Emil Forsberg's RB Leipzig teammate Yusuf Poulsen has had an excellent season in Germany, but not quite good enough to dislodge Zlatan just yet. The 37-year-old striker has been as prolific as ever over in the MLS, with 22 goals in 27 games, earning him an MLS Best 11 inclusion last season and 9 goals in 10 games, suggesting he's more than likely to replicate that feat this season as well. Outside of Messi and Ronaldo, Ibrahimovic has been right up there near the top of the tree as one of the best players in Europe over the last 15 years. A phenomenally technically gifted footballer with a big powerful 6'5" frame, Ibrahimovic is acrobatic, predatory and brilliant in the air. The result has been 452 goals in 767 games at club level, in addition to 62 goals from 116 caps for Sweden, and the 11-time Swedish Footballer of the Year starts for us here. The team, including manager and substitutes. In charge of our talented-looking Nordic 11 is the region's outstanding manager. No, not Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, it's Nils Arne Eggen. Perhaps not as well known outside of Scandinavia as Solskjaer, Eggen is an outstanding manager and the most successful in the history of Norwegian football. The highly experienced 77-year-old has spent 23 years at Rosenborg in 6 separate spells, and he has won 15 top-flight league titles. As for the bench, our backup goalkeeper is of course Finnish star Lukas Hradecky. Southampton star Jannik Vestergaard sees off the likes of Pontus Jansson and Andreas Grankvist to become our 4th choice centre-back. Lazio's diminutive but adventurous left-back Riza Demissi provides cover in the full-back areas, meanwhile our next substitute could cover in just about any outfield position. Valencia regular Daniel Vass is perhaps the most versatile footballer in the world, but more importantly, he's also a very talented one. he had to make our squad and could just as easily start in place of Svensson at right back. Moving into the more attacking areas, Viktor Claesson can play either through the middle or wide on the left, and the goal-scoring Swede has been exceptional for Krasnodar in Russia for the last 2 seasons. Joining him on the bench is prolific Copenhagen winger Robert Skov, who missed out by virtue of us playing a formation without wingers in our starting 11. Lastly, as backup to our front 2, it has to be Yussuf Poulsen. The towering Leipzig striker scored 19 goals in 40 games last season, making him impossible to overlook. In terms of players who missed out on both our starting 11 and bench, we would give quick honourable mentions to the likes of Andreas Grankvist, Pioni Sisto, Victor Fischer, Joshua King, Rasmus Falk, Kasper Dolberg, Marcus Berg, Martin Odegaard, Magnus Wolf Eikram, and just to keep the YouTube meme community happy, the one and only Nicholas Bentner. To recap, our all-star Nordic 11 reads like this: Kasper Schmeichel, Jonas Svensson, Simon Kjaer, Victor Lindelof, Andreas Christensen, Ludwig Augustinsson, Thomas Delaney, Gylfi Sigurdsson, Christian Eriksen, Emil Forsberg, and Zlatan Ibrahimovic, with a bench of Lucas Radecki, Yannick Vestergaard, Riza Demissi, Daniel Vass, Viktor Claesson, Robert Skov, and Yussuf Poulsen, all managed by Norwegian legend Nils Arne Eggen. That's it for our Nordic 11. I have to say, I think it's a pretty strong looking side, comfortably good enough to reach a World Cup quarter-final and potentially the semis, but let us know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, especially to all my new Norwegian brothers and sisters. Give us a like if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe to the ever brilliant and now 20% Norwegian HITC Sevens.